Good morning, class 6 students. I hope you all are fine and doing the task that I assign you with every video lesson. Today I am going to start chapter 5, The Captain's Daughter, written by James Thomas Fields. Let me say few words about him. James Thomas Fields was born on 31st December 1817 and died on 24th April 1881. He was the son of a sea captain. He became a publisher, editor, essayist, and poet. His first published poetry was included in the Portsmouth Journal in 1837. As a publisher, Fields published works of contemporary American and British writers. He was known as a man of great literary taste. His company had substantial influence over the literary scene in America. The poem The Captain's Daughter will make you shock, shudder, fear, brave, and at the last you will cheer. The poem will sail you through dangerous situations and then brings you to the optimistic note. In the present poem, the sailors were sailing in the sea. They were hit by this strong storm and were frightened and lost the hope of life. But suddenly, what happened to them that made them to cheer? So, shall we read the poem to find it out? We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul would dare to sleep. It was a midnight on the waters, and a storm was on the deep. In this stanza, we find that the sailors were crowded in the ship's cabin at midnight. The ship was trapped amidst the strong storm in the sea. Here, we refers to the sailors and the captain of the ship. The sailor is narrating the poem. In this stanza, he describes the stormy condition of the sea at midnight. The next stanza: It's a fearful thing in winter to be shattered by the blast and to hear the rattling trumpet thunder cut away the mast. Blast means a strong gust of wind. Thunder, here it means make a lot of noise. Mast means a tall upright structure on a ship or boat carrying sails. Here, the sailor vividly describes the frightening storm in the sea. The strong wind makes a continuous loud noise and announces to cut away the mast. The third stanza of the poem: So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest held his breath while the hungry sea was roaring and the breakers talked with death. Shuddered means shook with fear. Stoutest means bravest. Breakers means large waves that move towards the coast. Now, seeing the terrifying situation, the sailor says that they shook with fear, even the bravest one on the ship had held his breath. The large waves were roaring as if they were hungry and were ready to swallow the things. Other than the rhyme scheme, the poet has used the personification literary device by assigning the human characteristic hunger to the non living thing sea, that is, hungry sea. The fourth stanza of the poem: As thus we sat in darkness, each one busy with his prayers. We are lost, the captain shouted as he staggered down the stairs. Stagger means walked unsteadily. In this stanza, we find that each one is busy with prayers while sitting in darkness. Now, here, darkness is symbolically used for unhappiness or gloomy situation. The sailors and the captain of the ship have become hopeless. The captain walks unsteadily down the stairs and shouts, "We are lost." It means that they have lost hope of life. But his little daughter whispered as she took his icy hand, "Isn't God upon the ocean just the same as on the land?" Here, Captain's little daughter brings a ray of hope while holding Captain's icy hand, that is very cold hand. She asks an emotive and assuring question whether God exists upon the ocean just the same as on the land. The last stanza. Then we kissed the little maiden, and we spoke in better cheer, and we anchored safe in harbour when the morn was shining clear. In the last stanza, we can see hope and happiness on everyone's face. They kissed the little girl who made them feel God's presence. She brought hope in darkness, and at the last, their ship anchored safely in a harbor when the sky was clear and the morning was shining. So revise the poem. I will meet you in next video lesson. Till then, take care and have a nice time.